if Janae were here, she'd be the J. She is going through some trauma, and I think Tim is the perfect guest.
How can I help?
Well, like, her brother had 2 strokes 2 weeks ago, and she's just upset, I think.
So she's not facing the medical issues. I know she has fought with leukemia. Is it?
Yeah, leukemia.
Yeah. So her brother's having some medical issues.
Yep.
So what's up with you?
Not much. We're in Eastchester today. Eastchester, New York, which is halfway between White Plains and Manhattan. Hello,
Very
Gemma.
nice. Hi, Gemma.
Gemma, you know Janae. Sassy-nay.
Sassy-nay.
Yes, she's a great friend to all. She may come in as a guest. I mean, well, not as a guest to comment, she said. Tim, I thought of you actually when I was coming home on the bus.
How's that?
There was, I think, an accident right across the street from my friend's home. Ambulance, police cars, and fire truck.
Oh, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Been on a few of those myself.
Oh, wow. That sounded like a bird, by the way.
What?
I thought I heard a bird or something, or a girl laughing.
Yeah, the kids are outside the bedroom right now.
Oh, hi, Elena. How are you?
Elena.
Tim just mentioned that.
Yes.
That's Elena Blessig from Oklahoma. Ella, hello. Hey, D.
Oh, Dina D. So we were just learning that Sassy-nay is her brother had a few strokes.
Yes, D. Do you know Tim Conrad? He's a great guy.
Oh yes, I know all these folks in the comments.
Oh, okay.
Dina and Alan.
I met D a couple years ago when I went to Boston.
Oh, you got to meet Dina D?
Yeah, well, through Facebook Messenger.
Oh.
And she met Grunch. This is Grunch right here.
So where did you acquire Grunch?
My mother gave him to me before she passed away.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, Grunch, say hi to Tim. Hi,
Tim. Hello there, Grunch. Oh, apparently Ella does not know me.
Oh, hi, Puppy Cat. Hi, Ella.
Puppy Cat says hi.
Yeah. Hi, Ella, baby. It's me, Grover.
That's pretty good.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's a good voice.
Talents. Yeah, and you see D? D is from Boston. Well, the Boston area. And if you ever need a good tour guide for down there, up there, talk to D.
Oh, I will. One day, hopefully. One day, I'll make it up there.
She'll send you to Finagle Bagels.
Finagle Bagels.
Yes. Right, D?
I'll have to write that down. Finagle Bagels.
Puppy Cat. Is Puppy Cat a cat?
Tell me about this Tim person. So you want to know all about me? I don't know. What do you think? I don't know.
Tim's into mental health, and he's a fireman.
Yep, that's about the long and short of it. Like, I've been firefighter for 14 years here in Frederick, Maryland.
Wow.
And yeah, I recently have come to terms with my own mental health and issues, and I had a pretty rough year last year, and now I'm learning how to take care of myself better.
Well, that's good.
Like grunge, and a lot of the folks out here in the comments, they help me along with that. You know.
Yep. Now, last week, Jim from Chicago was talking about 9/11. Were you there?
I was in his broadcast. I was not at 9/11. When 9/11 happened, I was still in high school. So,
Ella wants to hear more about you, Tim.
yeah. All right. Hey, give me 1 second. All right. I got to tell the kids to quiet down real quick.
Ella, Tim is an illustrator, too. I saw him drawing in Lindsay Badgers live. Yeah. Hi, Dee. Hey, you see Dee, Crunch? She said hi to you. Hi. You want to say hi? You want to say hi?
Oh.
Hi, Daniel, baby. Hey, Dee, it's me, Grover.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. No, Tim was talking to his kids, actually.
Yeah, they're outside of the bedroom right now, hollering at each other.
Ah.
So, what was the question? I forget now. Somebody asked me something.
Yes, Ella wanted to ask about you. Wanted to know more about you.
Oh, well, I've met Ella a few times. She always has the good questions. But a little bit more about me, huh? Well, there's not a whole lot more to tell right now. Like doing. Oh, I need to know
Oh, you
more.
want to know more from me?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just sit here then.
Well, I'm a former Special Olympian, and
Ooh.
I've traveled a lot. I've been to Boston, Lake George, and Florida, and Virginia even.
What did you compete in the Olympics?
Swimming, basketball, bowling, track and field, and volleyball. I did.
Wow, that's quite a lot.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of medals. I'll
Awesome.
show them to you. I'll show them one day. I'm sitting down resting here.
I see you got a John Cena hat.
Yeah, I'm a big wrestling fan. I was at wrestling on Friday night at the Garden, actually.
Oh, you're going? Or you went?
I went.
Oh, cool. I haven't been to a wrestling in forever.
Oh.
I used to go when I was younger.
Well, that's good. Now, are you also a paramedic, Tim?
I am an EMT, which is kind of the same thing, only paramedics are a little bit higher trained. They can actually push drugs and stuff like that. I'm basically at this point I'm basically like the driver, the taxi driver to the
Oh,
hospital. I drive the ambulance when I'm on it and get people there safely. And I do what's called basic life support, and that is, just like CPR and stuff like that.
Tim is from Maryland.
Yes.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, I kind of been, but now that I've broken both ankles, I'm not really.
I can barely run to my mailbox without getting out of breath. Do you slap them if they are unconscious? No, not allowed to do that. We do a good sternum rub.
Oh, that's good. Now, like for the kids who
Uh,
ride in an ambulance, do you give them balloons or toys?
yeah, we occasionally have some stuffed animals on some small stuffed animals on the ambulance for that kind of patient. Usually they're donated by good civilians,
Oh,
nice
that's good.
folks. Yeah, so they they come and drop off a bunch of stuffed animals, and we can put them on the ambulances or disperse them to other fire stations that might need them.
Ah,
I send you more
oh,
puppy cat stickers. Yeah.
Elena has a good question. Don't you put nasty smells under their noses to wake them up? Smell
We
of
don't.
salt.
Yeah, we don't have any of those, um, like ammonia or anything like that now. Um, Usually to wake people up in here on the ambulance, well, the first thing we'll check is their blood sugar because they could be diabetic. And if that's the case, we can go ahead and give them a lot of, you know, it's called D50 or D10 sugar, um, and that'll wake them up. Uh, but then maybe if it's not that, it could be a drug overdose, and we have something called Narcan or naloxone, and that kind of reverses the drug overdose. So that'll wake them up too. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen the cops use that on the TV on Cops, actually.
Oh, yeah, the cops use it a lot. Sometimes the cops give Narcan before we're even there. So,
Hey, Jim, how are you?
Jim in Chicago, you
Hey,
don't have
Jim.
nasty smells. Can you just fart, or do you reserve that for Ella's broadcast? I have never farted in Ella's broadcast. I don't understand the question. There's Grunch.
Yep, here's Grunch right here.
We also had a visit from Grover.
Yes, and Grover is right here. Hey, Chicago Jim.
Mhm.
It's me, Grover.
Everybody loves Grunch.
Yes, they do. My mother gave Grunch to me before she got sick and passed away a couple of years ago.
Couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thanks. Yeah, I've had 3 losses. My mom, my sister, and my dad.
My sister-in-law was addicted to drugs and needed Narcan, which helped, but the last time she overdosed, the guy who gave her drugs didn't use Narcan and she didn't make it. Sorry to hear that.
Oh, thanks, Jim.
Sorry.
Now, what's the happiest moment you've had as being an EMT or fireman?
Uh, Man, that's a really good question. Um, it's hard to pinpoint because there has been quite a few. I've assisted in delivering a baby. Um, we've brought people back from basically death. That's an amazing thing to see and do, especially for the family that's there.
Hmm.
Other than that, like getting people out of bad situations always makes me feel good about what we do. So if they're in a tight spot physically or mentally, emotionally, and we do anything to intervene and make their life better, then it's a win in my book, and it always makes me feel good about what we do.
Oh, that's good. I tell you, whenever I see a paramedic or fireman or even policeman on the street, I always thank them.
Oh well, thank you. And yeah, we can do just some little things, like I've been asked, what kind of calls we run, and I've told folks here before that it's that we run a lot of different things, and one of the ones I always bring up is the old lady that couldn't find her remote. She called 911. Well, we went in there, we helped her find her remote, which wasn't far from her, but then we sat and talked with her for a while because clearly she was a little lonely and um, not able to do as much by herself anymore. Her husband had passed not too long ago, and yeah, so we just sat there and chatted with her, and we were monitoring the radio in case another call came in. But just little things like that. It's not always CPR and death and destruction and stuff like that.
Mm. Has anyone ever called you for a pizza run?
No, I haven't. I haven't had that call yet. I have gotten a cat out of a tree. I get asked that very frequently. Have you ever gotten a cat out of a tree? And yes, the answer is yes. We were on a call one time. This was years ago, and it was for a gas leak at a house, and it wound up not being much of anything. We cleared the scene pretty quickly and uh, made sure everything was okay. And while we were getting ready to leave, the family came up and asked if we minded throwing a ladder to the tree in the backyard because there's a cat that's stuck in the tree and it's been there for days, a couple of days. And so, sure enough, my lieutenant at the time said, "Yeah, go get the ladder. Here you go. This will be your story for your career. You can tell people that you got a cat out of a tree." So
Ella
that
had, sorry. Ella's wondering if you rescued any bunnies.
I have not rescued any bunnies, no. But I know Ella rescues a lot of bunnies, so she's taken up for us.
Hello, Bo Adams.
Bo Adams, Narnia.
His name's Tim. Have
Tim
you
or
had any
Tyler.
celebrities?
What's that?
Have you had any celebrities ride with you?
No. Uh, Not here in Frederick. No, we don't get too
Oh,
many. We're off the main trail enough that I guess they don't make it up this way. But lots of politicians and stuff come through Frederick because we have right here in Frederick we have Camp David, the President's Retreat, and we have Fort Detrick.
oh wow.
So
How
lots going on
far?
here. I'm only a short drive from DC.
Oh, that's
45
not bad.
minutes. Yeah. So I could be standing on the Washington Monument in about 45 minutes.
Ella, you're funny. Rescue Donald Trump.
He doesn't need rescuing. The president that's in office now, he about fell out of the airplane.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like 3 times. Uh, Yes, Dina D on top of the monument. I knew somebody would say that as soon as it came out of my mouth. I thought it would be Bo.
Oh, that's a good one, Elena. Ever help with surgery?
No, never. We're not trained for that kind of level of care. Also, you can't do that in the back of an ambulance or anything like that because it's not sanitary. Whenever anybody goes in for surgery, it's got to be completely sterile and all that.
Mm.
But I've splinted bones, broken bones. I've done CPR a lot. Uh,
Oh.
I've cut people out of cars. Uh, I've done all the house fire stuff too. I have told you about all the calls, but I haven't mentioned one fire. We do run fires too. Um, we had a fire not too long ago, right on the main strip of our where my fire station is.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that was a good fire. It was, of course, I say it was a good fire. It's not good for the people, but you know what I mean.
Hi, Daniel.
Hello.
Yes, Al, I've had surgery on my ankles, both broken. Oops. Elena's wondering if you've ever escorted an ambulance by yourself.
Have you ever encountered? Have you? Have I ever?
Escorted, I think you mean, right?
I've
Oh,
driven the. I drive the ambulance to the hospital. If
oh,
that's what
thanks,
you mean.
Elena. How many types of sirens are there, by the way?
Uh, so the ambulance has one electronic siren, just an electric siren. But the fire engines, they have a couple.
Oh,
They have the electric one too, and they also have what's called a federal queue, and that's the one that you hear wind up. Sounds like it's it goes up really high and then it comes back down.
oh, the one that goes like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's called a federal queue. So yeah, there's two sirens on the engine, and then the ambulance just has one.
Yes, I have been in an ambulance for my broken ankle and diabetes, but I'm okay. Oh, Elena, you're great. Now,
But you
have you
never
ever?
needed to.
Oh, sorry, Tim.
Oh, I was just answering Elena. I have taken a ride in the ambulance. Um, One time, I really hurt my back. I was coming. I was in my house and I slipped on the upstairs floor. It was like a hardwood, but like uh, it was slippery, and I slipped right at the top of the steps, and I landed on my back um, on the top of the steps. So it was like bang, and I mean it really hurt. Like I ripped a muscle or something because I couldn't move, and I got up and I made it downstairs, and I was being stubborn, and my wife told me to sit down. I still kept trying to go, and I'm like, I'm not going in the ambulance, God. And so I walked outside and I went to open the car door, and as soon as I gripped the handle, I felt like I wanted to pass out. It was so bad, the pain. So I went down to all fours, and yeah, then the ambulance came, and I still fought that I didn't want to go, but my wife made me. So I rode. I rode in the back of the ambulance to the hospital, and
Mm.
they had
The
to do some scans and stuff.
the ambulance picked me up at the airport when I broke my left ankle. I was going to go to Florida. And
Going to
they picked me
Florida?
up at the airport. I was about to fly to Florida, and then I broke it.
I got you.
And they were very nice. They told me their names, the EMTs, paramedics.
Yeah, that's one of the things we were taught. You know, it's true when you're riding an ambulance, you got to treat everybody as if it's their worst day ever. You know, like um, it's easy for folks to get frustrated and um, get angry and upset with us, but they're just having a really bad day, and obviously it's never a good day if you have to call the ambulance, but um, and we're there, so they take it out on us, and sometimes that's the way it is, and we take it into account that it's not really what they mean, like we're still very nice, and um, you learn good customer service riding in an ambulance. I can say that much.
Now, Jim, in Chicago, have you ever been in an ambulance yourself? Because Elena was saying she has been.
Ella says she has.
And Dee, I'm sure, has with Daniel.
I wanted to be a nurse when I was younger, but I ended up passing out when I saw the cannula being ready. So I figured it wasn't.
Oh,
Gemma.
wow. That's the thing that goes in your nose, right? The cannula?
Yeah, there is I think she's talking about something else, but yeah, the nasal cannula is, or that's what they call the oxygen, just the one that goes in your nose.
Oh, okay.
The one that goes on your face is called a non-rebreather.
Is that the thing they give the oxygen in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've had that. Because I passed out at the gym once.
Oh no. Were you lifting too much weight?
I think I was just doing too much, yeah.
That'll happen. You gotta be careful.
Yes.
I also was in a bus accident in middle school. 3 buses collided into each other. Whiplash, trauma. Wow.
Oh, wow.
So the other thing we do is, since she mentioned head trauma, if the accident is bad enough or the injury is bad enough, we also fly people in helicopters to the hospital. Now I don't fly the helicopter. I don't even ride in the helicopter. It's actually the Maryland State Police. They have their own flight medics that do the airlifts to shock trauma. And the reason we have it's pretty much a nationwide thing now, but a guy by the name of R. Adams Cowley found that a very high percentage of trauma patients can be saved and restored to a normal lifestyle if they make it to the trauma center and they're on the operating table within an hour of the accident. It's called the golden hour. So he basically decided, okay, we're going to take this hospital, shock trauma in Baltimore, Maryland, and we're going to make this the main hub. And everywhere in the state, anywhere you go in the state, there's 8 helicopters spread out throughout the state that can respond quickly and get you to the hospital quickly, much quicker than an ambulance ride trying to go to Baltimore. It's traffic jam. So yeah, they fly them in now, and a lot of lives have been saved by this method.
Now, have you ever been called to transfer someone from a hospital to a nursing home?
Not from the hospital to the nursing home, but I've taken many from nursing home to the hospital.
Oh,
The hospital has their own contract with a private ambulance company, that will then take the patients back to the nursing home. So we handle the emergency that the patient may be having to the hospital, but then they take care of getting them back.
Yeah, I've had MRIs and EKGs also. What was it? Janae said that the MRI hurt her or something. Made her
It
feel.
hurt.
I'm wondering how that could be.
So the MRI, the only way that would hurt you, that's the big tube you go into. That's a giant magnet. So if you have any metal inside of you, like metal pins or rods in your body, or another common thing is like prison ink, they call it, like tattoos with the metal pieces. It can rip that out of your skin. But yeah, it's a big giant magnet. So even if you've broken like a finger or something, they put a pin in to set it back in or whatever. That can really hurt.
Oh, they put a rod in my right foot, actually.
Did they?
So
Yeah.
maybe that's what.
So you're gonna want to stay away from the MRI machine because it's just a giant magnet.
Oh wow. A CAT scan's different then, right?
Yeah, CAT scans are different. So are that's the only one that uses magnetic field. So the MRI. Maybe I need an MRI in my bedroom.
Ella, you are so funny.
She said she fell asleep in the MRI tunnel. Yeah, it makes that noise. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Ella, you would definitely with like Lily, Bunny, and Suki if they were here. Now, I've seen paramedics or EMTs blow up balloons, well, gloves, to look like roosters for the kids.
Oh yeah, I've done that a few times. Yeah, we have our latex gloves, and yeah, the kids love that. You can just blow a little air into them, and tie it off and draw a little eyeball. It looks like a turkey or a rooster. Yeah,
I bet that calms them down.
yeah, that's a good go-to if we don't have any stuffed animals like you were mentioning. I have a CAT scan daily. Oh, Gemma's making a funny.
Oh yeah, Gemma, you are funny.
Gemma's my co-host. You know that, right?
Yes, for the mental health show.
Yes. MRI sounds like.
Then you're on with Tim Burke and Lindsay Badger drawing.
Yep, I've been on with those guys. I've been on with Ella. I've been on with Jim in Chicagoland. Yeah, a lot of folks here. I've been on with Dina D once we did a Cheers.
The only thing Grunch had probably was a little spill, but I picked him up because he can't get wet, right? Yeah. And he fell off the bed a couple of times.
Did you take him to the hospital, get a scan?
Yes,
he didn't.
Did.
Yeah. I've actually. I've let a stuffed animal ride on the stretcher before, and this little girl. We took this little girl in, and she was a rock star. She was awesome, but she was still young enough that she enjoyed all the fun little things that we can do to help. So she had her stuffed animal, and I buckled it into the stretcher with her, so it was riding with her. And then when we got to the hospital, they always give you this armband. So I made a separate armband up with a sticker and everything, and I put it around the stuffed animal's arm. So it was like the stuffed animal was right there with her the whole time, doing all the same things.
Yeah, Grunch has one from White Plains Hospital. And he has a face mask also, which he wears sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
With a smile on it.
Well, that's cool.
And when they brought me from White Plains Hospital to the Grove, which was the nursing home, he went on the gurney.
Fun.
Everyone likes Timothy Hay.
Timothy Hay. Yeah, that's what Dina and Ella and them call me.
Oh, okay.
Because Ella's rabbit eats Timothy Hay.
Oh.
It's I never knew there was such a thing, but it's a type of hay like horses eat.
And elephants, probably.
Yeah. Timothy Hay.
So, Dee, why don't you tell Tim about Finagle Bagel?
Finagle Bagel. Yeah, Dee. Finagle Bagel. They're amazing. There it is.
Yeah,
From
Dee sent me there for a good bagel.
What'd you get?
A French toast one, actually.
Oh wow, that does sound good.
Yeah.
Ella still doesn't know who Timothy Hay is. The pizza bagels.
Finagle Bagel is a bagel place in Boston where you can get all kinds of them. I wonder if Ella is seeing little bunnies hopping around in circles in her head.
Probably. She eats, dreams, sleeps, and thinks nonstop about bunny rabbits.
Maybe she's seen that Bugs Bunny cartoon. I forget where he was entered Elmer's nightmare or something.
We used to go a lot when my mom was in the hospital in Boston. Ella's confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Ella for you. But not elephant. Ella, I'm only having fun with you. I love to make people happy.
Well, it seems like you do a good job. I've seen a couple of your J plus E's. Luis Poppy was on. I saw that one.
Yes, here's the last one before you. First was Jim. Then we had Lily, Bunny, and Suki. Then Louise, and now you.
Fun. Well, I'm honored that you asked me to. I always have time to come on and talk with anybody. So yeah, it's been fun having me.
We're gonna try to get Dee herself.
You get Dina D up here one day. It always gets.
Okay.
I was just reading Jim's comment. It always gets great people.
Dee, would you like to be a guest one time when Janae comes back?
I think that would be an excellent idea. Oh, Gemma.
Dee, we love you very much. You know.
Gemma, I'm sorry. I have other things to do. I had to get ready for the show.
Hello, TJ Gwynn. Where are you from, TJ Gwynn?
TJ, he's a good guy. He's a veteran, military veteran, and he comes into the mental health broadcast a lot for the show. So we've met him in the comment section there, Gemma and I, and he's been pretty cool to talk to. Him and Bo together are.
Well, TJ, There's a salute to you. And thank you for serving our great country.
Absolutely.
TJ, do you know Awesome Mary? She's from, I think, Denver or Boulder. I forgot. We're going to try to get her on the show. And Jim, if you're still here, Noah Picari is on the list. Noah is a great guy who does impersonations.
I don't know that name. I'll have to keep an eye out because I love impersonations.
Oh, maybe he used to be part of the Thunder Crew too.
Ah, okay.
Jim, when was Noah on? Was he after me?
The Thunder Crew.
Yeah, Thunder Crew was on Sundays. It was me and Terry, Noah, and Dizzle, and I forgot the other one's name.
That was on TikTok.
Yeah, but Noah said he will come on our show.
Noah was a great part of Thunder Sunday.
Yeah, Thunder Crew had Janae, they had Ryan, they had Jim, Laura Key, many a bunch of great people. Musa, that's it. Elaine, you're going to bed?
Well, good night.
Night, Elena.
I sadly will probably not be going to bed because Ella, she works me in the evening times, makes me come on and do. I'm like a dancing monkey.
Oh,
Yeah. She keeps me on the payroll.
oh, now you're dancing grunge? Yeah.
There
Now,
he goes.
what if somebody is afraid of the hospital? Do you help them?
If they're afraid of the hospital, that's another really good question. We do have some people that are, especially now during COVID, that are very afraid of going to the hospital. And sometimes, I mean, it's just a matter of explaining that there's nothing that can be done outside of the hospital for them. Like you have to really kind of let them know that everything's fine. Things are under control, especially with COVID and stuff right now in the hospitals. It's been going on for a good while now, so they've got a pretty good handle on what they need to do to keep things safe and sterile at the hospital. But then for those that are genuinely just like have a phobia of the hospital, it's all a matter of just keeping them calm and sometimes sedated if necessary. And those people will let you know, like you usually know ahead of time that and they're few and far between. I haven't dealt with many people that have such phobia of the hospital that they can't go. But there are people out there.
I used to be afraid, and then I watched Rescue 911, and that helped.
Well, that's an old show. I did like that show. Rescue 911 with William Shatner.
And that also taught me about being less afraid of the ambulance.
Yeah. Yep. That was a great show. That was one of those ones. I think they tried to make it like Cops, but you really couldn't do that with the firefighting job. At least the production value that they do with Cops. But so they got actors in and stuff. So they dramatized it a good bit, but it was still a good show. I enjoyed it.
It was. Now, do you take the ambulance to schools so kids will see like what's inside the ambulance?
Yep. Again, with COVID, it's been that all has been well, it's just starting to take place again. We're still a little weary about letting kids in the ambulance, but they're allowed to tour the fire trucks again. The ambulance is still kind of a hotbed. Like we take good care of it, but some parents don't want their kids, near the ambulance, all that good stuff. So we still respect that and everything. Um, but yeah, we're still going to the schools, or we're finally starting to get back to going to the schools. And October is Fire Prevention Month, so we'll be going a good bit here coming up.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm between a firehouse and the hospital here.
Oh.
One side you've got the firehouse, like behind me. Yeah, it's down back this way.
Mm-hmm.
Hospital this way.
So you got it. You're right. You're right in between. You're in the best position. They can come pick you up and take you right to the hospital if you need to.
Yeah.
Are you within walking distance?
To the hospital, yes.
That's good too.
But when I broke my right ankle, I took a cab to the hospital. Doctor said to.
There you go.
And
doctor's orders.
It took me into the ER in a wheelchair. But I was okay, though.
That's good. That is good. What a Shatner.
Yeah, that was funny.
Did he have something to do with Star Trek? Yes, he was. He was Star Trek.
He was the admiral on Star Trek.
Yeah.
And then they had Then they had one with the guy from American Ninja Warrior. About rescue. On Annie and Took It Off.
Night Watch.
It was like Night Watch, but this was different.
Live Rescue.
That's a Live Rescue.
Yeah. Yeah, that was more. Like Live PD and stuff. They were kind of like cops. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty decent show too.
Yeah.
As far as how real things are, like, people always ask me if I watch firefighting movies and stuff, and I find it hard to, because a lot of it's not real, I'm sure that the people feel the same way that are cops and watch cop movies, or that are military and watch military movies. They're probably sitting there critiquing the whole time. It's not real life, but there's not a whole lot you can do about that,
Yeah. Discovery Life had a show called Paramedics, which was all paramedics, which was great.
Yeah.
And that took you on their calls.
So I mean, those are the calls. If you want to run calls, if you want to work for the fire department and you want to run calls, then get your paramedic license. Because contrary to popular belief, it's not all fires. Fires are very few and far between. 80 to 85% of my job is ambulance related. It's all medical. So climb the ladder in the EMT world, paramedic world, and you'll run calls all day, every day.
Jim, how about Worf, played by Michael Dorn? I'm just referring to Jim's Star Trek comments.
Spock, yeah. Spock. Sulu. Jim, that sounds like a category for trivia coming up. Star Trek trivia.
Now, you said you had to get people out of cars. Did you use the Jaws of Life?
Yep, we have those at my station. Not every firehouse has what they call a rescue squad, which is like a giant toolbox on wheels. Um, but they have the jaws of life and everything. So I'm at a station that has one of those trucks, and we use it quite frequently.
There's an author, Joan E. Lloyd, who wrote a bunch of books about being an EMT with Ed Herman, which were great.
I'll have to keep my eye out. What was the name of it?
Well, their names were Joan E. Lloyd and Ed Herman. I know Dial 911 was one of them.
Yeah, I do like to read, so I'll keep my eye out for that.
Jim, you need
I'm
a
so bad at Star
Hanna-Barbera
Trek.
category.
Jim, don't worry, I am too. I haven't watched a single Star Wars, and I get read the riot act from everybody. What do you mean you haven't seen any Star Wars? And I definitely haven't seen any Star Trek. It's just not my cup of tea. Those two shows.
Now, have you had any calls at a zoo or anything like it?
I have not. I've never run a call at a zoo. I've run a call at a rodeo or a ranch. We have an area that here in Frederick that is still pretty active in the rodeo circuit world thing, ranching farm animals and what have you. And so every now and again, we've been called out there for somebody kicked in the head or something like that by a cow or horse, or fallen off of bronco, or not bronco, but a bull.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's called the J Bar W Ranch. They do rodeo.
Maybe the Chicago Gym Bar.
We do have a zoo here in Frederick. We have the Catoctin Zoo. It's a small zoo, but I've never run any calls there.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. We're in the
map.
map.
Like that Chicago Gym Zoo. But Jim in Chicago, you need a Hanna-Barbera category with Hong Kong Phooey.
Hong Kong Phooey.
Yeah, that's
Hanna-Barbera. They did the Scooby-Doo, didn't they?
Yes.
And I guess the Flintstones were.
Yep. One night, Jim was in his office space and he was showing Super Friends, I think it was. Right, Jim? Was that Super Friends that you did? Oh, if I had known. Ah, there you go, Jim. Anybody else have any questions for Tim?
Yeah, we got a few more minutes.
Yes, the Jetsons. Ted Baxter tribute. Great in the Great Hall of Justice.
Mr. Spacely?
Yes, Mr. Spacely. Hong Kong Phooey was Henry the mild-mannered janitor. What do your kids watch, Tim?
So they're into Cobra Kai right now, and well, the older twins are. My 8-year-old stepdaughter, she watches stuff on her iPad.
Oh.
Are the two of you always this well behaved? Well, I can't speak for Edward, but I am.
There's a cartoon on Nickelodeon called Blaze and the Monster Machines, and he turned himself into a fire truck and fireboat and helicopter, I think it was.
Wow. That just, excuse me. That just made me think of when I first met my wife. The kids were young enough that they were still watching like Paw Patrol and stuff, and they had the little fire truck guy, and I forgot all about that stuff. Now they're watching Cobra Kai.
Oh wow! I've watched Cobra Kai.
My, how time flies.
Disney Plus just started a reboot of Doogie Howser, actually, but instead of a guy, it's a girl.
Oh, of course. Yeah. They're doing a new, what's that show? I think they're doing a new not Growing Pains, Wonder Years. They're doing a new Wonder Years.
Oh, wow.
That's an old show from back in the day. I grew up watching Full House and Boy Meets World. And
yeah, same here.
What's Steve Urkel's show? Family Matters. Yeah, TGIF.
Well, too bad Janae couldn't be here tonight. She would have been into this.
Well, if you ever need me to come back on, if you need a guest, and I'm off work, I'd be more than happy when she's feeling better and when she's able to. We can maybe do it again sometime.
Oh, that would be great, Tim. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have the Tim and Jim together.
Tim and Jim together. What do you think? Or Dina D.
Yeah, Dina and Tim. Dina, Daniel, and Tim, actually. Dina, does Daniel still have George?
Tim is the most. I'm on the most wanted list.
Yes. We're gonna get Blaine also. Chris Rossetti.
All good people.
Yeah.
All good people.
I'm trying to get Piano Man. And what's her name? The girl who does the live music with Joe Burke.
Carrie,
yeah.
Carrie Long.
Carrie never answers me.
She didn't?
No. I like Daniel. I met him too.
You just gotta try sending her a message again. Maybe she missed it. But yeah, just keep trying to get people on and keep up the good work. Keep up all the great guests. You've had nothing but star power on here so far. And it was an honor to be a part of it.
Thanks. Maybe Jim could be a sleep sack for Halloween. I could see him go like this. Sleep sacks from Land of the Lost.
Yeah. Yep. All right, buddy. I do have to run out of here though. It's been a blast. I've had a great time.
Well, it's great having you, Tim. And thank you everybody for coming in on my first J plus E by myself.
You did awesome.
We'll talk to you soon, everyone.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Bye.